So 2 months later, we're finally getting a chance to go hands-on with the Skydio 2. I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions after flying it for my very first time, so stick around. Guys, what's good? Welcome back, Original Dobo. In this channel, it's all about drone and tech, but of course, if you're here, you already know that. And this is the Skydio 2. It finally got a chance to make it to me today, and I went out and took it for its first flight. Now, I don't have the controller, I only have the beacon because the controllers are not shipping until late December. So I can't give you like a full solid first impression, but I will tell you what I think of the image quality coming off the drone and, you know, overall, like what I first thought after, you know, firing this up and flying it for the very first time. So first things first, let's just get the build quality out of the way. The build quality on this thing is absolutely incredible. It's very, very well built. It just feels very solid, very rigid. Of course, you've got your obstacle avoidance that this thing is known for. You got 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 cameras, 4 cameras, 5 cameras, 6 cameras. So a total of 6 cameras all the way around the board on this thing to help it avoid obstacles. It's very well done. It feels just incredible. Micro, or I should say USB-C up on the top for charging. You can charge your drone just like this, just plug it in and charge it. Now, I will tell you, if you start to charge this, you will need to go ahead and take this gimbal guard off because what happens is the drone turns on. I haven't found a way around that. I looked over the instructions, and matter of fact, the instructions come in like a very simplistic pamphlet, just like this. I mean, literally, that's the instructions right here. And yeah, they're very simplistic, but I couldn't find anything in those instructions on how to charge this without turning the drone on. So hopefully that's something that's addressed via software. Or I think I'll just get the charging hub and not even worry about that. So the gimbal guard, it's really simple to take this off. You just pull up and out, and putting it back on is the same way. It's just a simple, make sure it's locked. And then what you'll do is you'll slide the camera into those slots where the camera is. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Battery is really easy to get in and out as well. It's just simply on and off. The magnet is very, very strong and makes a very satisfying click as it pops into place. Underneath the battery is where the SD card goes. It goes right there. I will bring it up so you guys can see that. So SD card's gonna go right here. There is a Wi-Fi password that you will need to enter to connect your phone to the drone. Now, for you guys that are using the beacon, when you first get the beacon, it is not going to be paired to the Skydio. So what you need to do is turn the beacon on by pressing the blue Skydio button on the beacon itself. And then you will need to take your USB-C cable and plug it in to the beacon itself. And with the Skydio on for the very first time, you will plug it directly into the drone itself. It'll actually prompt you to connect to vehicles, what it says, and they will bind. And it's pretty seamless. It works really well. So it's a little different than DJI, where DJI will typically ship certain controllers to you pre-bound. This isn't like that. Think of this as if you bought this smart controller separate, you will need to bind it. So I'm assuming the process will also be the same when we get the physical controllers. Now, if you are using the Skydio beacon, you will need to connect your phone directly to the beacon via Wi-Fi. You can't connect it directly to the phone because the way this works is phone connects to the beacon, beacon connects to the drone, and that is how you get that extended range from just the beacon. So subsequently, if you want to transfer files back to your phone, you need to disconnect from the beacon and connect directly to the drone to transfer any video or photos. So all in all, pretty cool. So why don't we do this? By the power of editing, we will go out and do our first ride and flight with this. When this thing first takes off, it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna press and hold the button. Now you guys can see this. Getting bit alive. I can't wait to get riding. So there it is. It's taken off. Now it's already connected to the beacon and it's got GPS tracking on. Now that's a little scary though that it does that. But I mean, what's there to really be concerned with? This is the smartest drone on the market, right? So I shouldn't be too worried that it's doing that. So I've got the beacon here and I can choose how far it goes. Now I hope I don't wreck, that would suck, but let's go going here. And I've got GPS on crotch cam. Hang on, here's crotch cam, and let's see if this tracks me. Never tried this before. Whoa, pothole. And so far it's tracking me pretty good. Let's see if we can't. Wow, that is crazy. I'm gonna have it keep going to the forward. I'm pressing the button here. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm pressing the button to have it film me from the front, and you can have this thing do loops around you apparently. Oh, that's so dope. I am not used to a drone that does this. Now I'm gonna have it go further away by pressing the minus button or the plus button on the beacon. And that's gonna send it further away from me, which also pretty cool. Now there's no motorized vehicles on this road except for me right now, so we'll send this thing up higher. It's really rough terrain. I'm not going very fast because it's pretty rough right now. So let's send this thing all the way back and see what happens. I got some RC cars back here. Oh, I lost a GoPro. I lost a GoPro. Let's put the beacon in our pocket. It's still chasing me. This is just wild. This thing is like literally avoiding trees. Crotch cam is down, crotch cam is destroyed. All right, whatever. All right, we'll let it attempt to track us here. See what happens. It's coming. It's doing a pretty good job. We'll get on this pavement here. Wow, these trucks are way too loose. That's probably why I wrecked a couple of nights ago. Loose trucks, man. So there is a lot of trees over here. And Skydio is keeping up with me. I'm gonna try to bring it around front. Whoa. Amazing. So it's on the side view. And now it's behind me. This thing's incredible. You almost can't keep your eyes off of it because you can't believe it, you know what I mean? And every click of a button is a new position of the drone. Now I'm not going incredibly fast because again, I don't trust this road and I should have tightened these trucks up, but this is pretty crazy. I'm gonna click it again and it's gonna go like sort of counterclockwise to, oh, I don't know, that's probably the 9 o'clock position. And that's just behind me. And it's just continually tracking me, which is pretty crazy. Now, I don't know any idea of what the battery is on it. I can't see it, that's in the phone, so we'll stop over here again and take a look. So let's see what the battery life's doing. All right. Oh, I need to put crotch cam back in my bag. What's the battery life looking like? So we're at 44% battery. Okay. So I'm gonna press the red stop button here. So there's a button here where you can press stop, and that'll let me bring it over to me. And then I'm gonna land it just by holding the button. So there's a land procedure, just hit the button and it'll land. And hand catching this is really no issue. Pretty easy. Hand catching, no problem. So pretty dope. So yeah, for my first impression of this, it's a lot of fun. So after looking over that footage, I'm really impressed with the camera. I think the dynamic range is absolutely phenomenal. It did really, really well with exposing the shadows and the highlights and just the overall colors. It's not too saturated. It just looks really, really nice. Really impressed with it. I was a little nervous with it at first, but this thing did really well. The hardest thing to do with this drone is just to let go of your worries that it's going to hit something. With the Mavic 2 Pro and any other drone that I've ever owned, I've always worried that I was going to crash something. So I always kept my eye on it when I was doing tracking. But with this, really didn't have to worry about that. Now the beacon, to turn off the beacon, it's really simple. It's a long press of the button and it'll count down and turn that off. So when you're done with that, I also recommend taking the battery out for transport. just because a couple of times I've saw that the drone powered on, not really sure why, maybe I accidentally hit the button. But just because of that, I would say just take the battery out if you're done with it. I'm gonna get, like I said, the charging hub and do it like that. Hand catching this thing was super easy. I know a lot of people were really concerned whether or not they were going to be able to hand catch this because those underslung props, they were not even in the way whatsoever. You know, I don't really condone hand catching if you're not comfortable with it, neither does Skydio. So take that for what it is, but it was honestly no problem whatsoever. I'm gonna do a lot more tests with this, so look out for some more videos. I'm gonna do a full walkthrough and my settings that I'm gonna be using on this. The application is definitely a lot different than what you get from DJI. So if you're accustomed to other ecosystems, you sort of need to forget what you know with other drones, because this is definitely different. It's really simplistic, but it's somewhat refreshing. But anyways, that's my first look at this. I'm rather impressed, and we'll keep digging through everything, and yeah, we'll do some more flights. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today. As always, stay original.